Hi everybody, how are you? And happy Monday. I hope you all are doing well. Well, we are back at the start of a work week and today we're going to cook. So today I'm going to make some curry chicken. I'm going to do Jamaican style curry chicken for dinner tonight. I'm going to make a little rice to go with it. So let's get right into it. But before we get going, we're going to show you what ingredients you need to make this dish, and then we're gonna get started. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button and that subscribe button so that when I do new videos, you're gonna be one of the first people to look at it. So let's go through the ingredients. So here I have some fresh scallions. You're gonna need some fresh scallions to cook your jerk chicken. It's gonna make all the difference in flavor. And you're gonna need some fresh garlic. We have here some fresh thyme, and those are our spices for our our curry chicken. We're making curry chicken. So here I have some chicken wings, nice sized chicken wings that have been washed and cleaned. So you're gonna need about 2 or 3 pounds of that. Make sure you wash them clean, so that they will be ready to go. Now, I like using chicken wings for during the week because it's easy and it takes less time to cook. So if you're not a fan of chicken wings, you can use chicken thighs or you can use chicken legs. Whatever you have in the kitchen is going to work fine. But use something that's not going to take a long time, because remember, this is during the work week. We want to use our time so that we make meals that doesn't take a long time, right? So let's continue with the ingredients that we're going to need to make this dish. So the star of the show is curry powder. You're going to need some curry powder for this dish. We already went through the garlic. We're going to need an onion, some tomatoes, of course. For your sauce, you want to have that good sauce, and that's what's going to help you get that good sauce, those tomatoes and onions and that sauce. So you're going to need some spices. I use a Lawry's all-purpose seasoning, some Sazon, and I like to use some coconut milk. So, and then also some water for your sauce. So those are the ingredients that you're going to need to make this dish. So again, if you haven't, go right ahead and hit that like button and let's get right started. So we're going to turn on our pan here and let it get, actually, let's do our spices and things first so that we can have those ready before we put our pot on. Let's cut our garlic. We're going to chop that up. And then we're going to chop our onions. We want to have everything ready to go so that when we get our chicken started, everything can go right into the pot. So if you haven't cooked curry chicken, the best way to cook curry chicken is to do it the day before. But in the interest of time today, I'm doing it after work and it'll work just fine. But if you have more time, the best way to do it is to chop all your spices, season your chicken, put it in a bowl and let it marinate overnight. And then when you come home the following day, then you want to stew everything in your pot. But today we're doing it a little bit different because I'm doing it right after work. So it'll be just as good. But if you do it the night before, your chicken will have a lot more flavor. So if you want to make this dish and you want to maximize the flavor, do it the night before. So we're going to chop our onions, you know, a medium size chop, not too big, not too small. You know, we're going to need about a half an onion is good. And, you know, just chop it up. Doesn't need to be perfect, you know, just so that we're not chomping up on a big onion. So we got here about a quarter of an onion, and I'm gonna put it right here so that we can chop the rest of our onion. Remember, we're using a half an onion for this dish. So if you've got about 3 pounds of chicken wings, then I would say go ahead and use a whole onion. But for about a pound and a half, and 2 pounds of chicken wings, I'd say a half an onion is plenty. So we have our onion here, and we are off to a good start. I want to know in the comments how y'all make y'all curry chicken. Do you put onions in it, or do you leave the onions out? How do you make your curry chicken? Do you do it the day before? Do you do it the same day? How do you do your curry chicken? Write me in the comments and let me know. So we have our tomatoes here that we're going to chop. Not too big, you know, because they're going to stew down once they get in the pot. And then we're going to have our last tomato here. I've got like 3 small tomatoes. That is enough. If you've got 1 big tomato, that's going to be plenty. You don't need too many, because that's going to just cook down and give this sauce a lot of rich flavor. So, and again, you want to cut it like medium size, not too big and not too small. So we've got all of our vegetables here. We're going to chop our garlic up. Now, you know, the best way, we got our 2 cloves of garlic here. The best way to chop garlic is to hit it and then take the paper off. That's how I do it. The paper comes off very easily that way. So that's how I do it. And again, you just smash it, peel it, and then you want to just chop it. Make sure you get all the paper off, because nobody needs to be chopping on paper, right? We hungry, but we ain't that hungry. So just chop it up. And we're going to add it to our onions. All right, guys, so we got all our garlic chopped. We did all of our chopping here. The last thing that we need to chop is our scallions. We have our scallions here. And we're going to just put those right with our onions. And I want y'all to use the white parts too. Don't throw those away. They have good flavor. So you want to get those in there as well. So, all right. So all of our chopping is done. Let's go ahead and get our chicken on. And we're going to start this dish by adding some olive oil to our pot. And then we're going to let our pot get hot. So if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that when I do other videos like this, super easy, things that you can whip up right when you come home from work, you're going to be able to see it. Okay, so we got our fire on, and we got it on medium. So we got our fire from medium low, and then we're going to add about 2 teaspoons of olive oil to the pot. While the pot is getting hot, I want you to add some all-purpose seasoning to your chicken. And just make sure you're adding enough to your chicken so that it has flavor. And I'm going to also add some Sazon. Just sprinkle it in all around, and we're going to give it a toss. After you add your Sazon and your seasoning, go ahead and add your garlic, some onions, and some tomatoes to the chicken. And then you want to go ahead and mix that around thoroughly. Make sure you mix it in good. Mix that up. I'm going to add some pepper. So hold on, you guys, stay right here. Let me go grab the pepper. Stay right here and I'll be right back. Our black pepper. And we're going to add that to our chicken. So we got our chicken here. Let's add some black pepper. And make sure you add enough that you give your chicken flavor. So again, we want to mix it around so that all the chicken has seasoning on it. Okay, our chicken looks seasoned well. And again, this part is really important. You want to season your chicken. And if you did this the night before, you will allow your seasoning to work through the chicken. Okay, so we got our chicken nicely seasoned. Look at that, looks good. And if your chicken don't look like this, go back and do it again because you don't have enough. All right, guys, so our chicken is seasoned good. I think our pot is ready. I'm going to take off one of my gloves because it's getting nasty here. So we're going to add our curry sauce. Remember, we're making curry chicken, right? So we're going to add our curry powder to our pot. You want to be careful because this splatters sometimes. So you want to add your curry away from your face. And then you want to let your curry cook a little bit. Hold on right there. I'm going to get a spoon. Cooking our curry a little bit so that it's not raw. Look at that. You see that? Just going to cook it a little bit and just add a little bit of oil so it doesn't clump up like that. You want a sauce, not clumps. So it'll cook for a couple of seconds. It should be a sauce. Like that. See that? Sauce. Okay. Oh, it smells so good in here, y'all. Y'all don't even know. All right. So it needs about 30 seconds to cook. You don't need it to cook much longer than that. So once your sauce is cooked for about 30 seconds, you want to add your chicken in. And you want to be careful with this part. because your sauce is hot. So go ahead and add your chicken. Right into the pot. Now you want to stir your chicken into the curry sauce that you just made. At this point, it will turn a little bit of colors, but that's okay. It's curry chicken. Okay, so we have our chicken in the pot, and now we're gonna add the rest of our vegetables. Remember all the vegetables that you chopped up with the water at the bottom of this? You wanna add it right into your pot. That's flavor. So that's the tomatoes, the onion, and the garlic. You wanna throw it right in there. Put it all in there. We want to add the rest of our vegetables. This is the scallions, the onions, and the garlic, and the tomatoes. Put it all in there. We're going to add our thyme now, our fresh thyme. You want to get it all in there. And then we want to add some water, about a cup of water. Maybe about 2 cups of water. So I'm going to get 1 more cup. The last thing I want to add is some allspice and the rest of the curry. Hold on, I'll be right back. I just need to get the allspice. Looks like this. Little berries. It looks almost like little balls. I'm gonna show you. Oh, I lost one. So it's like that. Little ball, and it's going to give this dish a Caribbean flavor. So now that you have all your ingredients in the pot, you want to lower it and cook it on medium low for about 40 minutes. So we're going to let this cook for a little while, and then I'll come back, and then we're going to make some rice, and then we're going to be ready to eat. So this is going to cook for a little while, and when we come back, I'll show you guys what it looks like, okay? Hi, everybody, and I hope you guys are having a good evening. So tonight we did a quick little curry chicken dinner tonight. So it's all done, and we're going to do the last part before we serve. So it's done. Take a look at how it turned out, guys. We made our curry chicken. Doesn't that look delicious? So we just took a few ingredients, cooked it down for about 40 minutes and let it stew in its own juices. And I'm telling y'all, I am hungry and I am ready to eat. So before we dig in, there's one last thing that we need to do before we eat our curry chicken. So as you remember, early on when we went through the ingredients, we have a little bit of light coconut milk. So we're going to add that just before serving, and we're going to stir that in. So just a little trace, about just a little bit, a little smidge. So we're going to just put that in right into our gravy, and then we're going to stir it in. And you don't need too much. That's just going to help thicken your gravy a little bit, and you want to just give it a stir. And watch how your gravy thickens up. I mean, man, I'm telling you, this is smelling really good. You can see the thyme stems here that we put in it. Look at that. That's the thyme and the scallions that we put in there. Wow, it's smelling amazing. So what I did here for our dinner here, we're going to have, if you can see here, I made some cabbage here. And then I have some plantains over here that I have. And over here, there is some rice that I told you that we're going to have. So I made some rice while the curry chicken was cooking. So that's our dinner for tonight, guys. Let's serve us up some and see what it's giving. Let's see what it's giving. So I got some rice here. Let's put some rice on the plate. A little bit of rice. And again, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell so that you can see other recipes just like this one that you can do very easily during the work week, just like we did. So we got some rice here. We're going to have some plantains, and then we're going to just put some cabbage up here. We just got some simple cabbage. You know, you have in Jamaican food, it's always served with cabbage. So we're going to have some cabbage over here as well. And then, of course, we got to get some of that delicious gravy for our chicken. So let's get a spoon. For our gravy and for our chicken. So let's just get a little of that gravy. Look at how thick it turned out. Nice and thick. That's what you want. That's what the coconut milk does. It gives it a lot of thickness there so that you can put it right over your rice. So we're going to add it just to our rice here. Just enough to cover our rice. And then we're going to just get some chicken. Now remember, we did chicken wings, right? So that they cook quick. If you weren't a fan of chicken wings, you can do chicken breasts. Whichever part of the chicken you like. And don't forget that gravy right over the chicken, right? All right. So here we go, guys. Let's clean it up a little bit and let you guys see what it's giving. Look at that. We've got some curry chicken, some rice, some plantains, and the cabbage. And we did that all under an hour. Look at that. Now let's give it a try because it's still hot. So we want to make sure that we don't burn our mouths. So let's see how our curry turned out. Look at that. It's so nice and soft and tender. I don't want to burn my mouth though. You see that? The smoke is still coming out. So let's give it a try. So good. Let's try some of that gravy and that rice. So flavorful, so tender. And so delicious. You guys have to try this recipe. Give it a try. And I hope you enjoy spending time with me in the kitchen with Alethea. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.